Bonsoir, everyone. Hey, everybody. Where's the phone? One moment. I forgot something. Hi, Nia. Watching from your desktop. Welcome. Yes, I'm feeling better. Appreciate that. Thank you. Like I said, it was just a situational issue. Okay, no problem. So, everyone, welcome to the live stream. Let me take a poll. Um, are teachers do teachers need better background checks? I can't spell today. Do teachers need better background checks? Okay, y'all. So today's live. A lot of the stuff I know I can do sitting down making a video. Y'all, I just don't have the time. So I'm just going to live. So I was on Facebook earlier scrolling, and one of the channels that I follow posted a very alarming story about a teacher. Hold on. I'm going to find another story that I want to relate to this one before I get into this one. Ooh. Have you guys been off topic? Have you guys been following the Aaron Pierre cute little trend that's been going on? Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. If y'all don't know who Aaron Pierre is, if y'all don't know who Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Let me stop. I'm not trying to be inappropriate, y'all, but there's a video going around. Here's a more appropriate picture of him. He he plays Mufasa in the Mufasa movie, the Lion King movie that came out recently. And so he was on the Jennifer Hudson show recently, and they do like a little Soul Train line situation where people, the staff are like on each end of the hallway, and then the star comes through, and they sing a little chant for them, and like they're dancing, and so he was doing his little thing like, Aaron, yeah, that's Mufasa. I'm gonna show y'all a little clip, okay? Let me show you guys a little clip. Don't ask me how many times I've watched it. Don't ask. This is an off topic before we get into the main topic. I'm a very random person and I talk about different things. But anyway. Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. What? Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Anyway, y'all, it's been, I guess, going viral, or if it has gone viral. I'm late to the party anyway. It has gone viral on TikTok, and then it's everywhere. It's on Facebook. It's on, I haven't seen on Instagram yet. Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Very handsome man, and it's just the way he was moving, very swagalicious, very smooth. He was moving effortlessly. Somebody even said in one of the comments, is he a Kappa? If you guys don't know, a Kappa is like a fraternity that's in the United States. I don't know if they have it international. But anyway, he was doing the shimmy. It was very giving, very Kappa-ish. And anybody who's a Kappa, please don't Don't cuss me out for saying your name or doing the shimmy wrong, okay? Or even comparing Aaron Pierre to a Kappa. He's not. He's British Jamaican, I believe. So he's not associated, affiliated. I'm glad you feel welcome, handsome. Yes, he's very handsome. I'm married now, so I better behave. Well, I'm single, so I can look. But it was funny because I think somebody posted that he has a girlfriend, and somebody like posted the meme of like what's his name again? Tyrese going, congratulations. Like we're happy for him, but it's like we're not happy for him because he's taken like we had a chance with that man. And ladies, we're just looking. So it's sometimes it's not about thirst, it's about just admiring a work of art. There's a difference between thirsty and a work of art. Yeah, he's very confident. Wow, I love Jamaican people. My first three kids all born thanks to my Jamaican midwife. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Um, I'm gonna see if it's too cold outside. I really want the background. It's gonna be too cold. I don't like the reflection. I don't like the reflection. But I love the background. So until I get really, really cold, it's gonna be open for right now. Um, so yeah, today's live is about a story. Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to find the old story from back in the day so I can bring it back to that once I start talking about. Oh my God, see, y'all won't believe what just popped up on my screen. Be careful what you search for on the internet. Oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking about. I mean, what just popped up. What's that lady name? Her name is like really, really long. Damn it, that's not it. Hmm. I'm trying to find that very old story. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Cause I want to bring that up too. Here she is. Here she is. Mary Kay Litourneau. So I'm gonna yeah. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the story that I'm talking about first. Then we're gonna talk about this lady. Yes. Yes. Shout out to Google for letting me. Okay. So like I said, I was scrolling on not Instagram. I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw a story out of New Jersey. So I'm gonna read it. Probably not word for word, but just I don't want to seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. So I want to kind of like give y'all introduction. So this is from NBCConnecticut.com. Okay, so it says New Jersey fifth grade teacher. This is new news, y'all. This is current present news, even though it started 4 years ago. So New Jersey fifth grade teacher accused of abusing boy giving birth to his child, y'all. You heard that. Laura, probably Karan, a fifth grade, it's Caron, Karan. Laura Karan, a fifth grade teacher at Middle Township Elementary School in New Jersey, is accused of sexually assaulting a student for 4 years, y'all. So from what I learned, oh, there's a video. Well, that's not a video. So supposedly the father, the husband of, no, that's not the husband, the boy. Let me just read the article. A New Jersey fifth grade teacher is accused of sexually assaulting a student over a 4 year span, and investigators allege she had the boy's child, y'all. Laura Karan, 34 of Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey, is charged with aggravated sexual assault and endangering the welfare of a child. This story is really weird because I'm trying my best not to read it word for word and just give you guys what I learned. So the boy was living with her at some point. It said that he was in her house and he would wake up in her bed and stuff like that. So the abuse started when he was only 11 years old back in 2016. They said he was living at her home and they're not saying why. It's really weird. And it says Kieran continued to sexually assault the student until 2020 when the student was 14 or 15, according to investigators. The investigation into the sexual abuse began in December after the alleged victim's father posted on Facebook that Karan's 5-year-old child looks similar to him and his son, according to the criminal complaint. My thing, real quick, the dad, if you think your son resembled a baby, why you ain't turn her over? Like, I don't know if the dad made the Facebook post just to be whatever, but I'm not gonna be on Facebook. I'm gonna be in the police station, making a report that I need you to investigate this woman who may have assaulted my son. Her child needs a DNA tested on the child to see if that my child is the father, and that will prove that she was sexually assaulting him. It was not consensual. You cannot consent sex with a minor. In her sick mind, she is gonna feel like, oh, it was consensual. And I've heard sick stories of adults saying stuff like the student came on to them, the student started it. A student cannot start a sexual relationship with an adult at all. So for any sick person out there who's saying stuff like that, something is wrong with you, and a child cannot start it. I don't care if the child walks around completely naked in front of you. You know what I'm saying? That's still a child. And you're supposed to be as an adult and say, hey, that's not appropriate. Let's get our clothes on. We cannot continue like this. You know what I'm saying? And call for support, call for help, call the child's parent, whatever the situation is. Um, it says I'm getting cold now. I'm getting cold, so I gotta close this. I gotta close it. I was trying to give y'all the background feel, but I really don't like the reflection. But whatever, I'm gonna work with it. So it says in a text message and call, the victim admitted to family members that he is the child's father. The criminal complaint said. So they said on January 15th, they took the woman in custody, the sexual abuser. This is what she looks like. I'm gonna show y'all her picture. Um, I'm gonna show you her picture. So not much is known, I guess, about everything, but that's all the information we really learn. And I don't know, she's trying to look pitiful. I don't care what excuse she's gonna come up with, but this is completely inappropriate. I don't care if your entire family died. I don't care if your entire family has cancer. I don't care if you're the poorest person in the world. There's no excuse for sexually abusing a child. I don't care what your mental state was at the mind. You need to get help. If you're an adult and you're attracted to a child, you want to do something with a child, you need to get the help. You need to be locked up somewhere and get some help until you get it together. A child shouldn't even be on the list of options. There are plenty of available bachelors, plenty of men who are 18 and over who would definitely have sexual activities with her. She's not lacking of that. But obviously, sexual abusers, it's all about power and control. They know that the child's mind is young and easy to manipulate. So it was easy for her. And it just makes me sad. And I don't understand why the child was living at her home. So the teacher is completely wrong in the situation, y'all. But I would like to know. I would like to know, where were the parents? Why were they allowing the child to be chilling with the teacher like that? I'm not down for none of the stuff like that. Um, it's like a conflict of interest. If you're a child's teacher, you really shouldn't be getting so friendly, like in the home, in the bed. Um, I mean, and she was just so brazen about it. She was sexually abusing him. Then she's not wearing a condom. She didn't make him put on a condom. So she really didn't care about that boy. She deliberately was having sex with that boy, and she deliberately allowed him to uh ejaculate inside of her, and she got pregnant. It's like, I don't know where these people are coming from. Like, I don't feel like these schools are doing enough background checks. I wonder if my ex-husband did that to my 13-year-old cousin because in 2022 he married her. Right? Probably. Sick people do stuff like that. Some of these men are disgusting, spickle, swear, and some of these women are. And it makes me sad when I hear women do that stuff. And anybody could be an abuser. Women abuse, men abuse. But sometimes, you feel like, dang, women should be more compassionate, whatever. But when somebody is not right up here, it doesn't matter their gender. They're going to abuse. So anybody can do that. There are plenty of male victims who were abused by women. I found out my ex-husband grew my cousin when she came vacation and she was 13. My ex-husband. Yeah, that's really sad. My cousin 27, nothing we can do because my ex-husband brainwashed her and manipulated her. So yeah, it's just once they become an adult, they could do what they want to do, and it's sad. Like I said before, eventually, if you were abused in your youth and the abuse continued into your adulthood, like you continue on with that person, eventually the person is gonna wise up and realize, especially when they go to get some type of counseling or therapy, to realize that was inappropriate behavior. Children have no choice; they're stuck in the situation they are stuck in, and they're trained and groomed to believe that the inappropriate relationships they're having is normal, and it's not normal. And I'm sure a lot of these kids have the feeling like something is not right, but you're a kid, you don't know, you're just going along with it. But as a kid, you're like, something doesn't seem right. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse, and when some of the abuse was going on in my mind, I'm like, this doesn't feel right. As a kid, you're something is like not right, but you don't know any better. So your mind is not strong enough to run away, to ask for help, to say stop, because you're a kid, you're being manipulated. So anybody who ever blames a child, you're sick in the head. I don't want nothing to do with you. I've seen so many comments on social media, people blaming children like, oh, they know what they're doing. Oh, they were old enough to know, or oh, once you reach puberty, you're grown and you're adult. Sick people. I don't know what the reason why nature allowed children to, be able to get pregnant or be able to impregnate at a young age. I don't know what, you know, nature had in mind. I'm sure, but nature was not. I don't think nature was taking into account the mentality of children, you know, and it's different if you're in a society where children are, I guess, engaging with children, is still a similar level. But when you're like an adult, you're very advanced, like that's just taking advantage of someone. I don't condone children of any age having sexual relations with children, with other children or adults. None of that is okay to me. None of that is okay to me. The brain is not mature enough. So I don't care what Mother Nature had in mind or what Mother Nature says is okay. I'm not okay with it. But so we can agree to disagree on that. But she completely took advantage of him, and like the post mentioned, um, if you or someone you know is a victim of sexual abuse, sexual assault, you can call the National Sexual Violence Resources Center, and the National Sexual Assault telephone hotline is 800-865. No, I'm saying it wrong. It's 800-656-4673, okay? The National Sexual Assault telephone hotline number is 800-656-4673, okay? Don't let anybody tell you it's cool to have sex with a teacher. Don't let anybody make you feel like it's okay as a teacher to be having sex with students. Don't let your mind trick you into anything like that. It's not okay. If you're having desires for a child, you need to get away from these children and get some help. And a lot of these abusers, they're not going to get help. They're just going to keep doing their thing. So if anybody is wise enough to know that they have triggers for children, they're attracted to children, and they don't act on it, I respect people who decide to go get the help and know that they shouldn't be around children and get the help they need. I remember a long time ago when I was in college, and was I in college? Anyway, y'all, I can't remember where I learned this, but a very long time ago, I watched a video about a predator, a pedophile, a child abuse person, a child abuser, a child sexual abuser. He basically was being honest. He was like, look, if I am around children, I will abuse them. And he was like, I should not be around children. He straight up was like, don't put me around children, because if the opportunity is available, I'm going to take advantage of it. And y'all, this is how predators operate. Some of them know that they shouldn't be around children. Some of them know their triggers. They know that they shouldn't be doing that, and they know that if they're around children, they're going to do it. So if these kind of people are telling you that, I don't understand why people are giving second chances. I don't understand why schools are not doing better enough background on teachers. You got to know by now, as a society, we should know by now that if there's children, there's possibly abusers around them. So obviously there are great teachers out there. There are great, um, educational staff or education support team for children. But you got to know that uh, pedophiles, child abusers, they're going to do anything they can to get around children. They like to get in positions where they're going to be around children, where it's easy for them to be around children, easy access. Teachers, coaches, principals, that's the same thing basically. Rec center, any type of profession where children are the main clients, the background checks need to be so detailed. They need to be going through everything with like a fine-tooth comb. Psychological testing backgrounds need to be done on these teachers at this point. We cannot risk our children. Our children spend a lot of time at school, many hours. Sometimes they spend more time with the teachers than they do with us. I can't imagine if that happened to my son. I just know that the teacher would not be in the mugshot looking pretty with no scratches, because I would have to take justice in my own hands, and it is what it is. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be put in a situation where I'm going to be taken away from my child, but not enough street justice is being done. You see a lot of these perpetrators, these abusers, are on these mugshots looking pretty and nothing, no scratch, no bruises. I don't know if people are afraid to retaliate, but I'm not for violence. I'm a very non-violent person. But when it comes to children, all bets are off. All bets. I don't care. I don't care. When it comes to children being abused, I don't care. Hold on, y'all. But overall, y'all, not enough is being done with these teachers, and I'm not okay with it. And I totally understand. I totally understand why people homeschool. I totally understand why people decide to homeschool, because it's like you can't trust anybody, and and you never should trust anyone completely, because you never really know. You can't put past anything past anybody. I'm a firm believer that you can't put anything past anyone, because you don't know what is in the mind of people. You don't know the traumas they experience. You don't know what they have been through. You can only know yourself and trust yourself, right? It's a very sad world we live in, where you feel like you got to have a room for caution, and you can't completely trust anybody. There are people you can trust a lot, but you can't say, oh, he would never or she would never, because you don't know that person's brain. If you have not walked in that person's shoes, if you have not experienced everything that person has experienced, you don't know what they're capable of, and you don't know what they'll do. So just way more background needs to be done on teachers. They need to do psychological testing. Like I'm really invested now. I really want to know more about the hiring process for teachers. And if you live in America, you know that majority of teachers in America are white women. It's just the way it is right now, y'all. They got that industry on lock. I've been hearing things from black educators saying that the hiring process can be grueling, or becoming a teacher can be very expensive, and sometimes black teachers just can't afford it. If you're a black teacher in the chat, holla at your girl. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the educational system being in America. I don't know how about other countries. The educational system in the United States largely is white women. When I went to school, I went to a black school, majority black school. I had plenty of black teachers, but I did have some white teachers as well. The older I got, the more I saw white teachers. And when I went to college, all my professors were white women and men. I've never had a black professor. But I just need to know what's going on. What's going on in the teacher industry? I'm not blaming any demographic. I'm just saying, I have noticed that the majority of teachers are white females, and I don't know what needs to be done. What do we need more in the teach hiring process? I don't know, but I would love for more people of color to be hired on. I would love to support like a scholarship program for teachers. That's something I've been thinking about for a while. We need more people of color in the teachers. And I'm not saying that people of color don't abuse children, don't abuse their power. What I'm saying is I feel like we need to mix it up. Something needs to change. I don't know what it is. Y'all leave your comments, let me know. But what this sick woman did was wrong. Hi, Embracing Life. And y'all, I want to mention another story. Teachers, it's becoming very common for women teachers to abuse students. And yes, men do it too. But I'm seeing an alarming rate of teachers abuse children. And it's not just white women. What I'm saying is they are majority in the teaching industry, and I see a lot of stories about them. So please don't think I'm being racist or get anything wrong. I'm just telling it how it is, okay? If you guys don't know, a long time ago, this other sick teacher did something to her student. Mary Catherine, I guess she changed her last name to the student she was abusing, but her name is Mary K. Letourneau. I don't know how to pronounce the lady name, right? Oh, she died. Yeah, I forgot she died in 2020. So she pleaded guilty in 1997 to 2 counts of felony second-degree rape of a child and subsequently married her former student. The case received national attention. That's everybody probably heard about that story. Very unfortunate story, y'all. They made a movie and everything about her. You can look up on YouTube. I think the movie's on YouTube. The man that she abused, they had several children together. So in September 1991, she met her victim, a child of Samoan descent, when he was in 2nd grade, y'all, at an elementary school. She was reported to be a highly praised teacher by students. Anyway, during the summer, the boy spent time at her house to do schoolwork. And that's how it started. Basically, the same situation with the 5th grade teacher. Parents, anyway, so this lady went on to abuse this boy, had babies with him. She went to prison. They came out and they had more children together. They had 5 children together, y'all. So she brainwashed him. And I'm sure I would love to hear from him one day, a book or something to say, hey, when this was happening to me, this was my thought process, and I couldn't believe it was happening, and I'm a victim. Like, he is a victim. I don't care what anybody says. I know a lot of men, like I say, oh, it's cool. Oh, why wasn't she teaching at my school? Back in my day, I would love to have my way with a teacher. Thanks for coming to my live. I appreciate it so much. This life stayed longest that day. Oh, she won $100. Okay, Embracing Life. You won $100. Congratulations, girl. Super. That's my best French way of saying super, y'all. I'm having a hard time with French, y'all. French, I'm struggling. Anyway, but that's very good. Congratulations. How do you say congratulations in French? Hey, Siri. How do you say congratulations in French?
Félicitations.
Félicitations. Congratulations, Embracing Life. Money. Hey. Money. Hey. Congratulations, and thank you, Nia, for that. I'm committed to learning French, so don't mind me. I'm gonna get it all together one day. I practice every day, but whatever. We're not gonna talk about that right now. Wow, that is so nice. That is awesome. Woo woo. I was too tired to keep up. But she Embracing Life has a new baby girl, and baby girl can use that. That's very nice of you. Very nice of you. So, back to the story. Like, this whole teacher situation with students thing is sickening. If you have your child in school, you should be able to understand what I'm coming from. You should understand the anger and the rage and the frustration. Like I said before, our children spent a lot of time at school, hours and hours and hours. You have to be a very sick person to get into a profession knowing you're working with children and they're very vulnerable. You have to be very calculated. That's predatory behavior. Predatory behavior. You got into a profession where you work with children, a very vulnerable population. You're pretending to be this super great teacher. Oh, I can help you after school. Oh, come over to my house and I can help you with homework. I don't understand how they're even attracted to students. But like I said, that's pedophiles think like that. Pedophiles are attracted to children. So she's a pedophile. So this the school industry needs to find a better vetting process to weed out the predators. This is a problem. How is this not considered like a crazy nationwide, I don't know. There needs to be a lot of PSAs going on, a lot of education. Yes, the world is full of different things. There's a lot of things as a country we need to focus on. People are trying to pay their bills. People are trying to make it. But you send your child to school while you're at work for hours. You don't send them to get abused by teachers, do you? No, you don't. Um, we gotta. I don't trust nobody. I'm very suspicious. Anytime my children tell me anything about a teacher, I'm listening. I'm like, oh, really? What did she say? Oh, okay. I'm not gonna be. I grew up with a mother. I'm gonna be real with y'all who believed everything the teachers told her. It was no like, oh, are you okay? What happened? It was like, teacher, teacher. You guys know if you grew up in my generation, parents always believe the teachers. Um, and as a mother, I go hard in the paint for my children. I don't automatically believe the teachers. I listen to my children and I listen to the teacher. I know some teachers can be real slick. I know some teachers can smile in your face, and in real life, they're probably tormenting your child. You know what I'm saying? Um, Pretending to be this nice person, but they're not. So I don't believe everything a teacher tells me. I'm going to read the body language. I'm going to listen to my child. And children lie sometimes. Yes, they do. But I'm not going to be like, you're a liar. Your teacher said you did that and you did that. You know, you can have a talk with your child without making them feel like they can't come to you, or don't make them feel like you won't believe them when they come to you with something. Don't just be, y'all, give children grace. It's hard to be a student. It's hard to be a kid. And so because my parents, mainly my mother, obviously, she was the main one involved, never believed me. It was always my fault. And even if it was my fault, even if I did something wrong as a child, if you notice your child has a pattern of acting up in school or doing certain things, it's time for you to go get your child checked, evaluated, see a counselor, a psychologist, somebody. If someone would have stepped in, if I would have had some early intervention, I would have been a better person today, you know. But it is what it is. I'm not I hate to say it is, I don't like that term, but it happened. There's nothing I can do about it now but to be a better mom for my children and to listen to them. But parents out there, don't believe everything the teacher tells you. Yes, children could be very rambunctious and blah 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 blah, but why are they doing that? Why are they acting out? What's going on? Is there another student bothering them? Is someone at home bothering them? Is it like, you need to really look at every angle of it all. Don't just say your child is just acting up. You children go through a lot, y'all, and just listen to your child. Always, always let your child know that they could come to you about anything, and you won't be like, why you do that? I don't believe it. Go to your room. The teacher said you did that, and now you know. Just calm down. Calm down. Um, Because if you act crazy with anything the teacher tell you about your child, when something is really going down, your child is not going to want to talk to you and tell you nothing, because like, oh, well, I'm not going to tell this to mom because mom is always screaming at me. Mom is going to blame me and overreact. So parents out there, please be smart. Read between the lines. Um, Don't put all the pressure on the teacher to be their your child's everything. Learning also starts at home. You have to be helping your child at home, talking to them at home, spending time with them, ask them about their day. Oh, what happened with so and so? Oh, okay, cool. So who do you sit next to? Or who was there today? Like, talk to your children. Don't stop talking to your children, y'all. Don't stop talking to them. Make them feel like you are a safe person. Okay? Um, it's very important. Hold on. Embracing life. I'm behind on everything. Embracing life says, I'm literally scared of almost every one of my children at this point. Yes. For my children, yeah. Having kids is truly scary. I had a few babysitter when my daughters were little, and the second daughter was abused and also my girl, don't get me started. That's very sad, Nia. You have to be super careful who you allow. Yep, and you live and you learn. Like if I could go back in time, there's a lot of people who would never had been babysitting my child. But when you have to work. I was a single mom. My first child was with a monster. He's still a monster. I don't care who hear this. Um, I made a very poor choice in the father of my child. So my experience as a mother was very. I want to make a video about that one day, y'all. Sometimes mothers were robbed of the experience of being the mother that having the mothering experience because of the father. I'll get into that another time. And I'm talking about a narcissist. But a lot of things would have been different if I would have knew more. It's unfortunate how life works sometimes, you know. But like I always say, my children are just all I can really say is that they're here for a reason because it doesn't make any sense to me, but it does make sense at the same time. If you've had the history of abuse and trauma, you tend to follow that pattern and you make poor choices with your partners until you learn and do better. That's all you can do. I don't beat myself up like I used to before, y'all. I'm telling you, I used to really be hard on myself about like the poor decisions I made, but I can't do nothing about it. And the love I have for my children run deep, deeper than the Nile. Is it Nile River deep? What's the deepest river, y'all? Anyway, whatever the deepest river in the world is, that's how deep the love for my children run, y'all. Um, yeah. So I love them too much to regret them. But you just got to be careful who you have around your children. Be careful who you have children by. If you are a woman and you haven't had any children yet, please be very careful who you have sexual relations with. Don't even, and you know how people say, oh, well, have a condom and have birth control in case you get pregnant. Y'all, if you don't even want to have children with the person, don't even lay down with them. Condom or protection. I mean, condom or birth control. Because what if the condom breaks? What if you're the 1% of people who can get pregnant with the birth control? If you wouldn't see yourself being with this person long term, if you wouldn't see yourself having a child with this person, don't even take off your clothes. Don't even lay down with the person. Don't even entertain it, y'all. I am going to make a video about this or maybe another live dedicated to red flags and stuff that I've learned. And I would love to help other women. I want to help my daughter. These videos hopefully can help my daughter one day. I talk to her all the time. But women, ladies, girls, protect our daughters' wombs. We should not be having our children be vulnerable to having babies by men who don't love them, men who don't even love themselves, men who don't care about your daughters, men who don't respect your daughters. We don't want our children to repeat the cycles that you know what I'm saying, that we repeat the cycle. It has to end with us, y'all. So if we make mistakes with men, we have to do the best that we can for our children. We have to model the proper behavior. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now, but I do want to dedicate a live or just a video about this. It's so much stuff I want to share. Um, and the internet is so full of information nowadays, so full of people giving advice. So I'm sure y'all not short of advice, but I want to give my point of view and my experience. Um, yeah. You said many teachers also lie. Yeah, I do believe that teachers lie. Embracing life, yes. Be scared and be concerned. Be worried always because nowadays you just cannot trust anyone. Definitely can't trust anybody these days. It's sad. No wonder so many women can't have the village. Yeah, there's no village. I'm done having babies. Thank you. I'm definitely done. You're so right. I have these conversations with mine even before they could answer some of these questions. Yeah, you have to talk to them. I've been talking for like, if anybody, and I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I came off very hyper and paranoid type of thing, but that's how bad I don't want nothing to have my children. Like I will go to prison from any if you ever see me in jail or prison, I guarantee you it's because of my children. If anything that has to do with my children, I will get clank, lock me up, okay? Because you're not going to um scar my children for life and think you're gonna live a free life. It's not gonna go down. Um, I have these conversations with mine. You already saw that one. And I was giving her $600 and generous always want to help, especially women. Wow. Sorry to hear that, Nia. Yeah, that's very sad. The kiddos are healed, are healing. Very sad. That's very sad when you pay somebody and they take advantage of the opportunity to be a good person, just choose bad. Whew. I have some babysitting stories that that I could share too one day. Like, whew. Yes, you should. Actually, we need to educate the kids. Ends with us. Yeah, it does end with us. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna make a live stream about that because, I'm not gonna be around all the time, and I talk to my children until I'm blue in the face sometimes. And you got to keep talking to your children, even if you think they're not listening. They actually are listening, even if their head is down, even if they're like this, even if they're playing their game, they're listening to you. So don't give up on talking to your children. Don't scream at them. Talk to them. Don't talk at them. Talk to your children, okay? And just because they're not giving you the right answer or response that you want doesn't mean they're not listening. It's sometimes I'm talking about something and then later on my son be like, "Mommy, something, 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 something." And I'm like, "Yes, baby, that's so right. Yes, exactly." And it's like, oh my God, like, y'all, our children are listening, y'all. They're listening, they're watching. Don't think that they're not watching. Don't think they're not listening. That's why it's very important to model the behavior that you want them to do. We can't just say, oh, do this, have a perfect life, and do this, and you're not doing it. All I can do is, yes, mommy made mistakes before, but I'm living the life of someone who is not happy about those mistakes, and someone who is trying to do better and model good behavior for you. Um, but yeah, back to the whole teacher situation. It's just really scary. I remember I'm not gonna say who. I'm trying my best. I almost messed up. Okay. I have an experience with knowing about a staff at a school um with a student who how do I say this? I don't know if the teacher or the staff was afraid of the student or intimidated or what, or just trying to calm them. But just the student put their head in the teacher in the staff's lap, and I think that was very inappropriate. I don't think that's very inappropriate. I don't think you should allow a student to put their. I don't care what the situation is, even if you even see them coming towards you. No, that's not okay. We're not gonna do that. No, oh no, no, no. Do you want to take a little nap? Okay, let's get a little pillow and have you lay over here. I don't care what the situation. I know that there's people who consider children they're like their students like their children, but when it comes to stuff like that, don't be having no students put their head in your lap. Anything that's beyond a fist bump or handshake, I'm not even okay with it. Hugs, depending on the situation, I guess. But even that makes me like, but I guess I'm a hugger too. So some situations, a hug can be appropriate as long as it's like a little quick hug, but it's not like, all this extra stuff. I feel like this certain lines, certain boundaries just should not be crossed when it comes to children. Okay. Um, it just shouldn't. And as a professional, as a teaching professional, you would think that as a responsible person, you wouldn't even want to put yourself in situations that it might look a different way. Like I wouldn't even want to be in the classroom by myself with a student. Straight up. If I'm a teacher, I'm not going to be in the classroom with a student. You want accountability. You want everyone to feel safe and that they're not being cornered or in any, you know what I'm saying? Like rules need to change, y'all. I don't like I said before, I don't even like at this point, I don't even think teachers should be allowed to have a student alone in the classroom at this point. Call me paranoid, call me crazy, but and like if for the boy, for example, the story I'm talking about with the fifth grader who was sexually abused by his teacher, like it's to the point where the students, I don't even know, y'all. I'm about to say something crazy, like I don't even know. Like some type of alarm or something should go off when a student even touches a teacher's door. Like if a teacher comes near a student's door or a student, like it needs to be some type of GPS thing that goes off if a teacher is around a student's home without prior approval and it's like some other, I don't know what to say, y'all. I don't even know what to say, but how a teacher is allowed to take a child to their home to have easy access to a child to abuse them is beyond me right now. I've heard about it before. There's another story with a girl who was abused by her teacher. He ran away with her. He was sexually abusing her, and they ran off to California somewhere. Eventually, they got caught. She was like 15 or 16 when it happened. He's in prison right now, and she would come go over his place, and it was like normal. It was normalized. How are we in a society where we're normalizing children chilling with the teachers at the teacher's house? I don't even want the teacher to give my child a ride home, real in some real talk stuff. Call the police before if a student is at the school and the parent didn't pick them up. Call the police. Hi, 911 or the non-emergency line. I have a student here. Their parent has not picked them up, and I just want to make sure that they get home safely. Teachers should not even be able to volunteer to drive the child home on some just professionalism thing, on some conflict of interest stuff. Lines should not be drawn. Like, I don't know what's going on at schools, y'all. I don't know what they're talking to teachers about. I don't know what they're educating teachers about. I don't know what the training is like, but it's too much comfortable stuff. A teaching position needs to be seen as a true job. And I know there's teachers who are like, oh, girl, be quiet. You know what you're talking about. But I just feel like it's nice to have fun with your student. Hey, Aaron, P, yeah, that's Mufasa. Hey, turn up in class, have fun. But certain lines should not be crossed, period. When you get so comfortable, it's just like that's when things get blurred. Like, oh, we always do that, or oh, lines should not, like, it needs to be drilled in teachers' head. You're not allowed to go to the student's home. You're not like, and if we catch you there, you're automatic. Y'all, I don't even know what to say. But I'm just in 2025, in 2020, in current times, in recent times, teachers are still abusing children. And as long as we have children on earth, there's going to be predators and abusers who take advantage of children. But like I said before, if you're in a profession where you're working with children, the screening process should be so hard. It should be one of the hardest jobs to get. And I know that the process of being a teacher is hard in itself. But how you work so hard in school, train, all this other stuff just to go and abuse children, you got to be a really dedicated abuser to do that. And that's really sick to me. So like I said, I'm team psychological evaluation for teachers. It should not be that easy to get a teaching job. It shouldn't be. It should be so hard. And I know that teachers don't get paid enough, and that's a whole nother issue. I can't control that. I do think that good teachers deserve to get paid more. And I don't know why the teachers union is not fighting more for them. I don't know what they can do. I hope that things will change where teachers are getting paid more. Teachers should not be coming out of their own pockets to pay for supplies and to help students. You know, it takes a village to help children. So I support teachers. But I don't support abuse. I don't support boundaries being crossed. But teachers do need more pay. And teachers getting lack of pay is not why they abuse students. Even the richest teacher could probably abuse a child. So it's not about money. It's about the mindset. There are predators who are just teachers, or teachers who are predators. So any profession, no profession is immune to abusers. Any profession, no matter what it is, somebody's gonna slip through the crack and be and they're abusive. Abusers know how to play the game. Exactly. Talk, share, and allow them to apply, tell you something. I agree. Better to tell you than go to strangers. This is why many homeschool now. Yep, I was talking to this one lady today about how she homeschooled, and she was talking about how, how the school are and how different students, teacher, kid. It makes me sad when I think about it. How much our children are learning from other students, other teachers, bad words, good words, inappropriate words, weird words. But I'm always talking to my children to make sure that, I don't just say, did you have a bad day? Did you have a good day? I'm like, oh, how was school? Good, bad? And I'll say things like, what's your favorite thing that happened today? Or what's something that you didn't like? You know what I'm saying? You got to ask questions like that. Don't just be like, how was school? Good. No, it's okay. Get in deeper, y'all. Talk to your children even more. And I'm no expert. There's times I mess up. There's times where all I am gonna say is, how was school? It was good. Okay. What do you guys do? And I won't go deep. It depends on how busy I am. But I always try to make sure I know what's going on at school, how they're feeling. Is there somebody bothering them? It's only so much we can do, but do what you can. Don't. You don't want to be like, man, I never did ask them anything, or I never did talk to them. I never picked up on anything. You want to just be aware. Any true caring parent wants to know how their children are doing. I don't blame them at all. I wish I could, but I was broke and married to men who did not really care that much. Unfortunately, provide financially, so I had to work all these years. Yeah, it's really sad when a woman has to get into a masculine role. You know, working hard and being a breadwinner. It's sad that women have to push out babies and work. It's really sad. I watched my mother basically be a single mother, and she was married. My mom was always married from I was born, and she was always the breadwinner, always working hard, you know. And she shouldn't have done that. She should have required these men to do more. And some people say, well, if she don't do, who was going to do it? But at a certain point, you got to lock this off. Like, nothing else is coming in here until you bringing some money up in here. Like, I shouldn't have to work this hard. Don't get me started in that, y'all. But I grew up seeing women work hard and men chilling and getting a pass, and children are getting abused because parents are frustrated from working hard. They're not demanding their men to do anything, but the children are getting the brunt of all of that negativity. That's a whole nother video, y'all. It's so much stories I want to tell you, so many things I want to tell y'all. I have to be careful how I tell certain things too, because you know, you don't want to like seem like you're putting people on blast. But if I experienced a situation that affected me, I have a right to talk about it. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. If any parents out there, and I'm talking to myself too, I'm not afraid of accountability. If you don't want your children going online or sharing to the world, or anybody writing a book about the abuse experience of the child, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. And that goes for me too. Anything I've ever done to my child, yelling, screaming, whatever, being upset, saying a certain word I shouldn't say, I was wrong for that. I am wrong for that. And I always try my best to, you know, in the moment apologize. You know, sometimes you're mad and then later when you apologize. But it's important to apologize to your children. Don't let them go to bed or go through life thinking that you hate them and you're mad at them and they did everything wrong. Mom, hey, mom was having a bad day. It's not your fault, and I apologize. I will do better. That you don't deserve that behavior. Don't let your children feel that it's okay to be yelled at, it's okay to be screamed at. I don't care what kind of day you're having, it's not okay for that behavior. We're human, so we're gonna mess up sometime, right? But you can't just have that behavior, have those outbursts, and go on with your life. It's wrong what you did. You want your child to know that you're human, you make a mistake, and they don't deserve that though. At the same time, we can't just give our children all of these bad things, and good and bad, and then think they're gonna just be okay with it. You need to address the bad things that they're experiencing, the bad things that any bad way you're affecting them is their life that you're affecting. I don't want us to come to talk. This is not a parenting live, but it's just parenting and teachers go hand in hand. You got to be vigilant of what's going on with the teachers. You got to be vigilant, and sometimes parents, we are our teacher. Sometimes parents are teachers, because if you're a homeschool parent, you are your teacher's first. You are your child's first teacher. And even if your child is public school, we are our children's first teacher, because before our children go to school, they're living with you. You're teaching them ABCs, 1, 2, 3, good, bad, up and down, all that other stuff. So parenting and teacher, you know, kind of goes hand in hand. So I may go off topic, but either way, the main point of this is protect children at all costs. Be accountable for your actions. Just because you're a grown-up doesn't mean you're right. Don't be afraid to apologize. I know that it can be hard sometimes to admit when you're wrong, or hard to apologize, but you have to soften up. Just because we saw our parents not apologizing, just because we saw our parents yelling and screaming and being abusive, doesn't mean it's okay to continue that cycle. We have to stop it. I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to anybody who's a parent, I'm talking to anyone who is able to be a parent. When children are involved, we cannot be so selfish and so self-centered that we don't see that they're people and they have feelings, and pay attention to them. These are the people that might be wiping your butt one day. How are you going to treat the people that might be wiping your butt one day? And I don't mean it necessarily because your child. That's a whole nother topic, y'all. Because home health aid, there's like a scarcity with home health aid providers. One day you're going to be in a home, maybe in your own home or nursing home, and these young children that you're abusing, they might be wiping your butt one day. Treat them good. Treat the people who might be wiping your butt one day good. You never know where life is going to take you. So just treat your own children good. Treat everybody's children good. Any child around you should feel safe. Like, I'm very, I don't know what degree I am, but I'm overprotective. I am. And if a child is in my care, like a friend of my child, I'm very like, you know what I'm saying? I'll protect, I'll make sure, because I want to make sure that the child goes home to their parents safe. If I send my child to another parent to chill for the day or however long, I want my child to be returned to me safe. So if a child is in my possession, my area, I want that child to be able to go home to their parents safely. I mean, I'm so overprotective. I really don't even want other children in my care because I don't want anything to happen to them. Because I would be so sad to know that, anything happens to them, anything bad happens to them in my care. I would not know how to live with myself. So I don't know how people just casually just abuse and just go on and just like, oh, do whatever and I don't care. Like, I'm always thinking about, like, I think too much. I overthink. I think way too much. So I'm always watching out. You know what I'm saying? That's a survivor in me. Being just very hyper vigilant, and making sure the situation is safe and secure. Children are the future, y'all. I know it's corny to say that, but the moral of this video is that children need to be watched better. Children need to be protected more. And we got to stop trusting every adult. Oh, she's a teacher. She's fine. She's safe. Oh, it's the pastor. He's safe. He's fine. Any profession has abusers. Any profession has people who take advantage of their position of power. That teacher who abused a fifth grader, she had power over him. Her position as a teacher, her age as a woman. She was 30 years old, y'all. 30 years old on a 11-year-old. She's sick in the head. I don't care how lonely you are at home. I don't care how much your husband doesn't love you or whatever happened. I don't care what happened to you in childhood. It's not okay to go into your adult life and start to abuse children. At some point, you have to say, you know what? These things happened to me and it was not right and I need to get help. So, like I said, with the whole teacher process, something needs to be done. These teachers need to be, at this point, teachers need to be required to go to counseling on a regular basis to make sure that your mental health is good. If you're working with children, your mental health needs to be top notch. And that's even with parents. Our mental health needs to be top notch. We are around our children a lot and life is hard. So we got to make sure that our mental health is okay. If we're lashing out at our children, yelling all the time, short fused, we got to get it checked out, y'all. We got to breathe and get some help. If you can't help yourself, you got to find a professional. Like I said, I don't care what's going on in your life. It's not okay to abuse children. It's not. None of us are better than any child. You were once a child. And like I always say, we need to treat children the way we wanted to be treated as a child, not how we were treated. If you were yelled at, screamed at, be abused, don't go turn around and do that. It's not normal. It's not okay. Go get help. But yeah, it's so many things, like I said, need to be changed in the teaching industry. Better background check, more thorough background check, psychological evaluations. They might even do like a mock testing situation where they have hidden cameras and set up a situation and see the teacher take the bait. Almost like To Catch a Predator with an adult pretending to be a kid. At this point, they need to do To Catch a Teacher. Set up some mock situation where someone is pretending to be a child and see if the teacher bites the bait. You guys know the show To Catch a Predator? Yeah. Something Hansen, I forgot what his name was, but he would basically they would set up situations where they're pretending to be children, and a sick adult is like messaging them like, oh, how old are you? And the kid will be like 13, and the man is like, oh, cool. And they talk back and forth, talking back and forth, and then the man somehow gets the child to give their address, even though it's a fake child. Why did I do that? I don't know. The law enforcement officer, is pretending to be a child, and they convince the predator to meet at the child's home, and then they bring out the cameras and say, hey, what are you doing here? This is a 13-year-old kid. Oh, I was just coming to eat pizza. I was just coming to watch TV. They need to do that with teachers. That would be awesome. Set these teachers up to see if they will like really do something with a child. Well, sisters, happening again all over. Men lazy, want to rely on women to go work and provide for them. Yep, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. My screen froze, but I am back. Yes, I knew that show. Yes, that show was just sick. To Catch a Predator. It makes me sick to know that there's people out there right now, y'all, in 2025, online, pretending to be a certain age or trying to lure children, looking for children, downloading pictures of children, sharing pictures of children, the dark web. Y'all, it's all kind of nastiness that goes on online. All kind of nastiness. Y'all, I went to school. I'm not going to say his name. I went to school with someone who was accused of, I don't know, he was convicted yet. I went to school with someone who's accused of having pornographic images on his phone of minor children, y'all. And when I saw the news, I couldn't believe it. In my mind, I wouldn't have expected him. But it's like, when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, he's kind of, like I said, never put anything past anybody. But he was like a quiet person. He seemed pretty sweet. But sometimes they said the quietest one is the wickedest one. Watch out for these quiet people. But anyway, so I found out about the story and I couldn't believe it. So I messaged him on Facebook because we were still friends, I think, or I can't remember what it was, y'all, I think. And I messaged him. I said, this is true. Did you do this? And he's like, oh, I gotta go. I couldn't believe it. I never would have thought him, like, or I'm not gonna say never. He would have been like on the lower end of the list of people I would have expected to do that. But there's people right now just being inappropriate with children, looking at children in the mall, having hidden cameras, trying to find children. There's people it's like a job for them to find children, to find vulnerable children. They love when they love when children are neglected. They love when the parents is not paying attention to the child. That's why we got to put so much attention to our child, y'all, because if you're not putting the attention into your child, guess who is? The nasty predator. The predator could be your family. It could be a neighbor. It could be, you don't know who it is. Give your children the attention they need. If you mess up in the past, it's okay. Start being a better parent. Start being a better parent today. Watch your children. If you're not watching your children, the predators are watching. The predators know when mommy and daddy's not around. The predators know when the child is having problems at home. The predators know that your child has low self-esteem. The predators know that your child is vulnerable. The predators know that nobody is watching. Okay? So we got to be on top of our children before the predators get to them. Okay? Talk to your children. Hug your children. Tell your children you love them. Get your children the help that they need, mental, physical, whatever it is. Listen to your child. Make them feel seen and heard. Don't make them feel invisible. It's never too late to be a better parent. As long as the child it didn't get too old, you have a chance. Their brain is still molding and learning and growing. You have a chance. But if you wait too late, it might be too late. Your child might not want to do nothing with you anymore. So PSA to all parents. All the good parents already know this. I don't need to tell this to good parents. But even good parents make mistakes. Even good parents make mistakes. Sometimes you're overwhelmed. You're overworked. It's not too late to pull yourself back in and breathe and know that your children are a priority. So if you wasn't watching before, start watching now. Okay. Growing up, no one was watching me. Only the predators were watching me. The adults around me did not watch me, but the predators always had their eyes on me. And it's just sick to me. I wish someone loved me enough to watch out for me, but they didn't. They didn't. That's a whole nother video, y'all. That's a whole nother live. But it's like the predators love me more than than the people who's supposed to love me, because the predators stay looking, stay watching, stay trying to get an opportunity. And they got their opportunity because they knew that nobody was watching. So watch your children. You don't want your child to be making a video in the future talking about how my mom and my dad wasn't watching me. Talking about how my mom and dad didn't love me and all the abuse, okay? Please watch your children. Watch your children. Watch them in school. Watch them at church. Watch them at the mall. Watch them at home. Watch them in the other parent's home. And you know, if you have a bad relationship with the other parent, if you're co-parenting with a narcissist like I do, you get how it is. You know, this communication is terrible. It's trash. But you still got to talk to your children. You know, and obviously let them share what they want to share. You don't want to push it too much. You don't want to push it too much where you're making them feel uncomfortable. You know, come to them very softly and like caring. The more down to earth you are with your children, the better they'll be with you, to talk to you, to communicate with you. The less they'll have their guard up. You don't want your child to feel like you're not safe, y'all. I already said it again. You want to feel safe to your children. Yeah, Nia, you must be careful. But then the most quiet ones is those ones you expect. Yeah, the ones you least expect them. But like Nia, I don't least expect nobody no more. As a survivor, there's nobody no more that I'm gonna least suspect. Because you really don't know people. Hold on one second, y'all. Excusez-moi. So often it's family. Yep, very, very much so. It's like probably 90% of the time it's family. I mean blood relatives, blood people, because the real family does not do that. Yeah, real family doesn't do that. And a real family knows that something is wrong with their family and gonna get everybody help. Real family don't brush things under the rug. Real family says, hey, you guys, something is going on in this family and we need to address it. Real family talks about things in the open, not y'all don't get me started. Don't get me started. My little family that I have with my children, I don't want it to even resemble anything close to what I grew up in, y'all. This everything was hush hush, whisper whisper. Nobody was like, it was no communication. It was no communication. But silence speaks sometimes. Um Somebody said something. Did I skip? Okay, leg drop says, how did he get caught? Someone went through his phone. It looks like, I don't know what happened first, but the boy did tell his family via text message that he's the father of the baby. And also the father posted on Facebook saying that he felt that the baby of the teacher, the abusive teacher, that the baby looks just like him and his son, who was the father. So yeah, I think the boy admitted what happened. He said, hey, yeah, I'm the father. And they basically started investigating. Yeah. Okay, talk to you later. You'll go live. Okay, Eastern time. I'm gonna come off now, y'all. But thank you for listening to me about this 6-6 story. I kind of went off more about things. Um, yeah, I'm gonna come off live. So shout out to you if you're a parent who's trying to do your best. You're doing your best. You're breaking cycles. You don't want your child to have the same experience that you had. You're doing your best. And, you know, like I said, I'll always say there's no perfect parent, but you got to do the best you can. You know, our child, you know, may have some type of traumatic experience. Let's just hope that we reduce it as much as we can. It's hard to get through this life with it. It's hard to get through this life without any kind of trauma. So we can't say that our child will never have any bad experiences, but it's how we help them recover from those bad experiences. Don't let your children fight battles alone. Don't let your children be fighting through depression, anxiety alone, and there's no support, there's no help. I went through that. I went through life having full of anxiety, full of depression, and no one was there for me. No comfort, no supports. So I just do my best with my children because I don't want them to feel completely alone in this world. I want them to always be like, "Mom got my back. My mommy have my back. If nobody don't have my back, my mommy have my back." You know what I'm saying? Um and give yourself grace as a parent. You know, if you weren't doing all great in the beginning in parts of parenthood, you're learning. Parenthood is a journey, especially if you didn't see your parents being good parents. If you didn't know what to do, it's hard to do the exact opposite of what the bad things you saw. You experience learning, life, education, healing, therapy, counseling, all of that stuff helps you. But I think a lot of times we know when something's not right. We know we should be doing better, but we don't want to take the steps. Humble yourself, y'all. Humble yourself, or your children will humble you. Was a good live. Sorry I wasn't here for it all. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna come off now anyway, y'all. I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's 7 o'clock already. Get ready for bed, basically. Have my son get ready for bed soon because we all need some sleep. I'm getting off live, baby. Okay. Yes. Didn't you finish your homework already? Which homework you have to do? I thought you finished all your homework. Which one? Okay, I'm gonna come off. The what one? Oh, it's not due until the 20 something, I think. It's not due yet. We can work on it over the break. Yeah, it's due the 24th. So we have time. Thank you, Embracing Life. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who came to this live stream. I talked a lot. It probably seemed unorganized. I'm unorganized. I'm all over the place, but it's all from the heart. It's all with love. I don't come on here talking just to talk, y'all. I come on here to help, to heal, to grow, to learn, all that good stuff. I don't want to be online wasting nobody's time, and I don't want to waste my time. Time is valuable. If you stayed in my life this whole time, I really appreciate every minute you spent here. Even if you didn't come in the whole time. I appreciate your time. Like I said, time is something that we don't get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I don't ever want to waste anyone's time. I appreciate you taking the time to click on this live stream. I appreciate you typing. I appreciate the like, the shares, whatever it is. And if you're watching the replay, I really appreciate your support. Replay gang. Thank you to all of my subscribers. Y'all, this is the year. This is the year for us, y'all. We are going to do it. I also want to make content about encouraging other people to make content. I'm not the best at making content. I'm not monetized yet, but I have a passion. And that's my favorite thing about me, I think, is passion. I'm a very passionate person. Like when I'm into something, I'm into something. When I have love for something, when something means a lot to me, with anything, I'm just a passionate person. So I have a passion for the topics I talk about. I have a passion for this channel, and I want it to grow. So you guys help me grow by supporting my channel, watching my content. And I'm doing my best to have more videos and not live so much. But lives, like I always tell y'all, it's way more convenient to go live. The struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. But I want to put out at least one video a week. Maybe more, but at least one video a week, y'all. Two would be top tier. And I'm going to do it. Stop making excuses, right? I just have to find the time. I just feel like I don't want to cut into my sleep and my relaxation time, but if something's your passion, you gotta make sacrifices. You gotta take the time. I have so many topics, so many videos I want to talk about, y'all. So much. I'm full of it. I'm full of information that I want to share, and I hope that I help some people. Anyway, y'all, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Embracing Life says, hope you and the kids have a good night. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Bonne nuit. Aduma, maybe. I don't know. See y'all. Oh, hold on. I forgot to end my poll. Do teachers need better background checks? 97% of you said yes out of 31 votes, and 3% of you said no. But you have a right to your opinion. But I agree with the 97%. I do think that teachers need more better background checks. Like, you can't just be like, sign the paper and you're hired. No, I need to know everything about you. I want to know your life story. Tell me about when you were 1 year old. Oh, okay, interesting. Tell me about your mother and your father. Like, it's real out here, y'all. To this point, they need to really, teachers need to have to sit down with a psychologist and ask them about their childhood. I need to know who was in your home, what happened, because you're not gonna be abusing our students in here. You're not gonna abuse our students. I need to know everything about you. And you can't just take their word for it. You gotta do background. You gotta talk to the neighbor. You gotta talk to the elementary school teacher. Talk to everybody, okay? Our children's life is in these people's hands. And yes, most of the time people are abused by people they know, and a lot of times it's family. But teachers are with your children a lot, so they need to have better background checks. And anybody that comes in contact with your children, you need to really know them. We just can't let our guards down, y'all. Anybody could be a predator. You don't know. You know. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna end the poll. But shout out to the 97% of you who believe that teachers need more background. I totally agree with you 100%. My phone is about to die, so I'm coming off now. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I keep saying I'm gonna come up with a song, but I still don't know what song. Yes, the poll did well tonight. It did. I love that poll. And I don't know who are the 3%, but you know, everybody's different. You ask a question, people gonna give you different answers. You can't expect, and that's one of my biggest downfalls is expectation. Don't expect nothing from nobody, y'all, because people will disappoint you. Don't be like, oh, I expect everyone to be, or it's gonna be great. Just go with it. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, and just be aware that of the different outcomes. It could go this way, it could go that way. Expectation is gonna have you disappointed. Yeah. And if someone does not meet your expectation, don't even try to give them, I don't know, I feel like sometimes we treat people differently when they don't meet our expectation. You know what I'm trying to say? So just be open a little bit, but keep your guard up. Does that make sense? I'm rambling. I'm getting off, y'all. I'm tired, and I'm going to drink some water. And have a good night. Bye, y'all. Thank you, Embracing Life, for still being here. Bye, everybody.